think we're on the air.
Woohoo! We made it another week.
It is the world famous Jiggy Jaguar Experience, live as live can get on radiozenu.com and jiggyjaguar.com. It would help if I switch the camera there so people can see me on the old Ustream. Cousin Chris with us today.
Yep, I'm here.
And I'll tell you, it's Mother's Day, so, we've got a lot of guests on the phone.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about the fact that I got these Africans sending me messages on Facebook about sucking my penis. All sorts of things.
Get me out of Africa. I'll suck your penis now. For only $19.95.
That's right. $300.
$300. You can get me there. I'll suck your dick. In my ear holes, my lip hole, everything else holes.
However, before we do that, we've got I don't know if he would be called a limey. I don't exactly know what he would be called, but we have someone from Britain calling us on the telephone. Hello, sir.
Hi, James. How are you?
Yes. And hopefully you can hear him in those headphones, Chris. There we go. Okay, so who are you exactly, and why are you here? I always have to ask those questions.
Well, yes, my name is Sylbert Clarke, and I'm here because of my song "God Will Bring You Home," which became #1 within 7 days of being released on Reverb Nation.
Okay, tell us a little bit about your musical career, my friend.
Well, I've always loved music while growing up as a child in my native country, Jamaica. But when I became a teenager, I had decided to take it a bit further, in that I wanted to become an international entertainer. I would go to parties and was allowed to use the microphone to entertain, by which I became popular, especially in my parish of St. Andrew.
So you went to parties, and you got on the mic, and you got over, and now you're here with us today. So tell us a little bit about this song.
Please do.
Well, the song is entitled "God Will Bring You Home."
Sure will.
And what happened is that I was having some serious domestic problems in 2010. So a friend of mine said to me, why don't you come over to Miami and see if you would like it over here, and you can make up your mind afterwards to see whether you want to stay or not.
Okay.
He booked the ticket. I went to Miami, and unfortunately, I didn't like what I saw when I went there initially. So I wanted to return to England. So I went to Miami, as I said, to spy out the land. But when I got there, I had a totally different perspective of what things would be like. So this person, because I decided to return to England, obviously was not really happy about my decision. So now that I wanted to return to England before the time that was scheduled for December, because I went there in June 2010, and I was supposed to return in December 2010. But because I was supposed to return before the time, then I had to pay an excess on the ticket that was already booked. So I had no one to help me to find that excess that I needed to pay. So what I did is that I contacted several churches by email, which was the only means that I had. But none of those that I contacted really helped me. So after being stranded in Miami for approximately 3 months, and God finally brought me back to England, I broke down in tears while praying, asking God for some kind of clarification. So when I got up off my knees, the Lord led me to 2 Samuel 14, where Joab perceived that King David's heart was towards his son Absalom, who was in exile at that time. And Joab went to Tekoa and fetched a wise woman and told David a story that was concocted by Joab, causing David to make a charge that this woman from Tekoa would be protected, she and her sons, from those who wanted to destroy her.
Okay.
So based upon that, then the woman said to King David, who was willing to protect her, wherefore then art thou thus against the Lord? Because she's saying, now, why the king doeth speak such things as one that is faulty, in that the king doeth not fetch whom is banished, because his son was in exile, and he wasn't concerned about him, but he was really concerned about her and her son. And so the woman went on to say to him, for we must needs die, and are as water spilled on the ground, which cannot be gathered up again, neither doeth God respect any person. Yet doeth he devise means that his banished be not expelled from him. So it was based upon that, what the woman had said to David, that God would devise means to bring his banished home, that the song, God Will Bring You Home, was conceived.
Okay.
And so I started to work on it from the Bible, and it so happened that I went into the recording studio, recorded it, had no idea what it would turn out to be, and so it became #1 within 7 days of being released.
You became #1 on Reverb Nation. When did you start singing gospel songs?
Well, I started singing gospel song after I became converted, because I was, as I said before, I was interested in the secular music, but it was not until I became converted that I started to sing gospel song in 1980.
Okay.
And also I would learn to play the guitar, which was because I was in an era where there was no noise restriction. I could sing as loud as possible while learning to play the guitar. So my actually beginning of singing gospel song was in 1980 when I got converted and started serving the Lord.
We've got Sylbert Clarke with us today here on the Jiggy Jaguar Experience at 12 minutes after the hour. How do you get your inspiration to write your music?
Well, as I've said, God Will Bring You Home, which is still #1 on Reverb Nation, and also can be found on iTunes, Google
#1 with a bullet.
Amazon.
Go ahead.
Amazon Music, Spotify, and elsewhere. It was inspired out of this personal experience that I have had in Miami. So I get my experiences from personal experiences of what God actually do for me, and whenever time I'm playing my guitar and a thought comes to me, then I use the Bible to develop that thought into a song. So actually my songs, my inspiration to write songs, they come from my personal experiences of what God actually do for me.
We've got Sylbert Clarke with us today. Before we let you go, my friend, how do we find you online?
Well, you can find me online at www.reverbnation.com, Sylbert Clarke, and you can also find me at www.apostolicsearchlightministry.net.
Well, good stuff. Thank you, sir. We got to move along. We got a lot of other guests we're doing today, but thanks for being with us.
All right, thank you very much for inviting me on the show.
Definitely. Have a good day. We're going to take a time out and come back with